Good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. We'll be speaking with JASIEL NJAU, who is also a presidential aspirant.
Presidential aspirant, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Now, what want to launch to JASIEL?
Yes.
What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is JASIEL NJAU, the alternative choice, 2022, Mambo Mapia, Mambo Fresh. As I've opined in this show, time and time again, we will be the last ones. We will be the third force. Wacha wajipange, Azimio imeenda, UDA leo, sisi tunakuja. Yes.
Tunangojea.
Tunangoja. Ndio wajitoe kwa uwanja. Wasikuje kusema ni sisi tuliwajenga.
The city seems to be yellow today.
Today is yellow. The other days ilikuwa blue.
Ilikuwa blue. Yeah.
Usiniulize colors zetu, tunakuja.
Yellow ni pink kama
hapana. Tunakuja. Element of surprise.
Yeah. Let's talk about a few things even as we wait for that feed. By the way, we will be giving you that footage live right here on Cast TV, so do not go away. You'll get everything you need to get. You'll see all the people that are out there at that convention. You'll be able to talk. There was a convention just on Saturday. Azimio la Umoja were at both KICC, KICC na Jacaranda. They are delegates at KICC. They went to the Wananchi at Jacaranda. And the talk of the day was one Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I don't know whether we can get the clip for Kalonzo Musyoka as we talk on what he said that day.
Wakenya nasema Raila Odinga tosha mara ya tatu. Koja hapa ndugu yangu.
Few weeks ago, he had something else to say too. That sounded something like this.
I would be the most stupid fellow on the earth to go and support the third time a presidential candidate, all right, without a measure of reciprocity. I think it goes beyond the doctrine of good faith, justice, fairness, yeah. And I can tell you, this man you're talking to is very strong. There are people who think, he's a weakling.
So same man, different things, and even yesterday and today, different things. You know, just on Saturday he says Tosha. Yesterday he says we're not so sure what we signed. All those secretary generals, we're not so sure. But then same day he was out campaigning in Tarakaniti for his presidential candidate Raila Odinga. What's going on with
Levi Kones? You opined here, and you say that Oka is the third force. And I remember I told you, these guys, they are confused. And the watermelon factor has played itself right as before our own eyes. And it is very clear. He is the same man who said, I will be a fool to support Raila Odinga the third time. And clearly, I saw a memes ilikuwa inasema ati Kalonzo Musyoka ajipendekeza kama mjinga kusupport Raila tena kwa mara ya tatu. He is getting to a place whereby we don't get him. Sato akasign. By yesterday akapula Sonko move. I don't know what we signed. At least Sonko was alcoholic, alisema alikuwa tipsy. Huyu alikuwa sober. Na ukitoka hapo unaingia Tarakaniti unasema baba tosha. Mimi sijui nini watu wanatafuta, because this is clearly watermelon factor. You don't seem to find.
You don't think it's still high stakes negotiation?
What high stakes? What high stakes? Hakuna high stake. Ali lose ground the day Ngilu and Kivude Kibwana and Mutua joined Azimio. Raila already had a bargaining power. He should have played his cards very well. That's what the day he lost the ground.
Okay, so what next for Kalonzo? Because I want to come and talk to about UDA just shortly.
He's in Azimio. Cabinet post. Haezi go hata deputy.
Well, it is UDA's day.
Yes.
And
my other opponent, we are three. Ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, we are three.
It's the day for Daktari.
Raila Amolo Odinga, Dr. William Ruto, and JASIEL NJAU.
Yes, it's Daktari's day, aka Hustler.
Yeah. AKA Champez. Mina mwitanga Champez.
Mwitanga Champez.
Ule abuagule ni kusema na kutenda.
Where I come from, they call him Uliam.
Uliam.
They can't say we. Uliam. They say. It's William's day. So now, with and then it's coming right on the back of that rally that he did at Thika. Here are some of the things he said out there in the Thika rally. That was just yesterday. Sunday, actually.
Nilikusikia jana ndugu yangu Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Nilikusikia kwa makini. Ukatuambia jana mambo ya handshake, mambo ya BBI. Ukatuambia haikukuwa ni mambo ya amani, haikukuwa ni mambo ya kuunganisha Kenya. Ulituambia ati ilikuwa ni mpango ya kutengeneza kibaraka na mtu ambaye atakuwa stooge na puppet bwana kitendawili ati ujaribu kumfanya ati rais wa Kenya. Mimi nataka nikuulize ndugu yangu. Mimi nimetembea na wewe wakati ulikuwa unahitaji ndugu wa kutembea na yeye. Mimi nataka nikuambie rais, kwa miaka 4.5 umetutesa, umetuangaisha. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Mheshimiwa ndugu yangu rais.
Direct attack for the first time.
You want me to a political answer or the honest truth?
The honest truth.
The honest truth.
Yeah.
You must appreciate William Ruto. He is smart. You must appreciate him. Because I have studied my...
You know, there's something that concerns me. Time and again, Jaziel, you sit on this table, and when it comes to William Ruto, you are an admirer.
Even Baba, I'm an admirer.
No, you bash.
Why are you
it's like
choosing?
wewe unaenda.
Time and time
If
again,
you're an
as
older
I've
guy,
sat
I
on
think
this,
it's time for you to declare
as
your
I've sat
political
on
stance.
this table, time and time again, you are an Azimio guy.
Why?
Because you're always leaning on Baba.
I am not.
You
I'm
go
just.
you go to the same church with Baba. So anytime I am balanced.
I don't go.
Wait.
First of all, I don't go to the same church with Baba.
Anytime I address my political opponents, their strengths, immediately I hit Ruto, you are rise.
No. I ask myself one question.
Wait.
You call yourself a
When
presidential candidate.
When I hit Baba, you are okay. Why? And when I talk about myself, you find something to water me down.
No, I'm just
so
I'm
I
concerned.
don't understand.
I'm concerned
Be balanced.
I'm very balanced. And I'm not running for any seats.
The way I'm seeing.
Personally.
Hata hii kiti nakupatia sijui kama unaitaka bana. Because wewe uko Azimio.
Hiyo kiti.
Because the honest truth is,
Mimi let me tell you what.
Sasa nasemanga Raila is shrewd. Auongeangi, unasema that's true. Nikikuja zile William Ruto is smart. Jaziel, what I see.
Do you know I host Matanga here and he accuses me of being an UDA guy. All the time.
Because why?
All
because
the time. Here you are
because
accusing me of being an Azimio guy.
To pose and look at you from a very plain angle. All right? So when I study my opponents, I check their positives and their negatives. Baba is shrewd, cunning, lakini last minute conniving, atakutupa nje ingekana nipeke yake.
Me, I'm wondering whether you should be at this desk or you should be at the UDA rallies.
No. Mimi nakamna yetu. William Ruto is smart on this point. Hii meeting ya Sunday amecheza the sympathy card. Uonio ametoka UK. Amesema the leader of the party is a refugee in the opposition. Hiyo si ni direct. Akarudi Kenya. Sasa amerudi Kenya. Tunakusamehe. Umeniita mwizi. Umeniita. Ameichezea Central so that apate sympathy. Juu Uhuru na yeye anaamka. Alafu you know what Ruto said? He said ati no ukamaliza Jubilee ukaharibu ile chama. Uhuru hajamaliza hiyo chama, ameifufua. So Ruto is in murky waters. He doesn't know what Uhuru is planning with Jubilee to revive it again. So that's where the smart element is coming from, and he's playing the sympathy card. So as a Kikuyu and as the third alternative choice for this country on the presidential front, I stand to see him on that ground and say, this guy is playing his card very well. He will not repeat the same things when he go to another county. But because this is central, lazima amke, lazima alie kidogo, nimesikia uchungu. And I told you last time, the DP, when he gets to central right now, he's playing the sympathy. I was in certain meetings because I was in TNA then. When we were looking at run up to 2013, and even post 2013, it was kwani serikali ni ya nani? Si ni mimi na Uhuru Kenyatta. This is the first time nimesikia Ruto Sunday akisema my brother. 2 years. Sisi mahasla, na wale ni dynasty. So we the third force, we are looking at you saying DP hapo umecheza game lakini hata tu tukuangalia.
Mimi naona pia wewe pia umecheza game hapa, but sawa. We'll take that, be that as it may. Let's focus on the UDA convention today, because that convention is happening. Of course, did you see that there were 2 other people who wanted to be president in UDA?
I saw. I saw.
Uliona je maneno?
Sasa
waliingia interview.
Unajua tuko wengi lakini
a young lady and a young man.
I applaud the young lady. I applaud the young man.
I had not heard about them. I wish I had before that. I would have even sought them out for an interview or something.
You know, the presidency belongs to the underdogs this year. So underdogs are campaigning everywhere. They're also running for UDA. But I think the underdog that will be in 2022 is JASIEL NJAU, because those 2 are top dogs.
One of the interesting things that has been happening with UDA is every time they go to Central, there is this,
sympathy.
Not just, no. There's this thing of people are defecting to UDA. They're even accused that people have defected more than once. That some people defected in May, they've been in UDA, but they're defecting publicly again. Just the other day, they had 25 MCAs from Kiambu saying that they were UDA. It is suspected on the ground, Wachanza. People are already campaigning for different seats. So, are those things working in terms of gathering momentum for them when you show how many people have defected to your party?
In Central?
Yeah. Is it galvanizing people? Does it have the effect that, when we look at it and say, hey, 20 guys defected yesterday,
politically,
the ground is shifting that way?
Politically central, there's an adage that has been spoken. And it says, you cannot buy a Kikuyu, you can only rent one. Na rent ikiisha utajua. Okay? This galvanization you're talking about, na hii flip flop wako nayo, ni juu anaona Kingpin ameamka Central. So leo anaona ground I think inaenda Kingpin way Uhuru Kenyatta. Then kesho anaona hapana, ground iko na Ruto. So Ruto anakaa kilipa rent. Anakaa kilipa rent kuwatuliza. But the truth of the matter is, and that's where the quagmire is, he's now dealing with a Mudavadi and a Gachagua dilemma, right? If he chooses to go Mudavadi way, I am telling you the truth.
Central, there will be consequences.
There will be anaitamaje consequence. Najua nani ajuange kusema consequence, anasema consequence. The consequence on UDA watajua Central hiyo siku.
And if he chooses to go
Gachagua way, I'm a neutralized. But here's the thing, UDA is watching Azimio. Because Azimio
is also watching UDA.
And where's the catch-22?
There's something interesting on the newspaper today. It's funny you should say that.
Nikitija Azimio unaniruka sasa.
No, siruki. I'm about to tell you on the Azimio.
Wacha nimalize Azimio.
Yeah.
Usually DP. Unaona Azimio.
Issue DP. I have to agree with you. That's what I'm saying. There's something very interesting in the newspaper about that, because Murathe is quoted in the paper today as saying that
they are not interested.
In fact, ndio hii hapa. Asema for months the Jubilee side of Azimio has insisted on a deputy president position as a condition for supporting the candidature of Odinga. But now the party's vice chairman David Murathe says it's no longer a priority. Why? But if Jubilee is not actively angling for a deputy president position. In fact, in the Star it says if the cost of bringing Kalonzo is a DP post, so be it. Do you buy it?
Sasa, thank you. So tuko na Mudavadi UDA, tuko na Kalonzo Azimio, right? If I am Baba, now sasa hapa ndo unafaa kuniambia you are right, JASIEL NJAU. If I am Baba,
okay? And this Azimio attack of yours has to stop.
If I am Baba, sasa unaona sasa.
No, on me. It has to stop on me. Kunitag hapa sijui nini. Nimekuja swali. It has to stop.
If I am Baba, I should be worried about Murathe's statement. This guy is not a loose mouth. He's not a loose cannon. The first time he started saying about Ruto, we thought about it lightly, it became a reality. what he's doing right now, if I'm Baba, I should be worried.
Why?
Because they will go back to the drawing board. The difference between a vice president and a deputy president
is immense.
Is that the deputy president is elect. He's not appointed. VP is appointed. They have sat down and realized, by the way, tunaingiaje kwa hii nyumba? If we don't have our own candidate, how are we going to negotiate on the table? So Jubilee now is retracting. This is a very powerful statement to Azimio wajichunge. That, and I have always opined here, Moi was a political giraffe. Number one student, Uhuru Kenyatta, is now a grand master of politics. He has one last card. And I told you, jana DP Ruto alisemaje betrayal. Sindio, gazeti ilikuwa nasema betrayal. I told you here, and I told you, now we are moving from betrayal to ultimate betrayal. And ultimate betrayal, Uhuru atapinduka baba. Jubilee kuje. And I don't know, but maybe wanafaa kuongea na mimi. Nikuwe presidential candidate, maybe, sijui.
Bado unatafuta chama?
Chama bado, unajua bado
unatafuta.
Hata chama inanitafuta. Ni chama inanitafuta. Nimekuwa nikipigiwa simu sasa. Chama inanitafuta. Kikuyus, and I'm telling you, Kikuyus will come back and create a presidential candidate. And that presidential candidate will be for negotiating power. Because this is not vice president. At you just sit down and say, mi nataka nani? Nipatie Peter Kenneth. Nataka nani? Ni Musalia ama Gachagua? Nipatie. No. Lazima utoke. You create a whirlwind. The numbers. You come sit down and say, sasa, tulikuwa nasema.
But Jubilee has already signed a pact that they're in Azimio and their candidate is Raila Odinga.
Kuna Jubilee asili. Tulia, bro. Kuna Jubilee.
I find as if that particular political theory of yours doesn't seem to amount much because first of all there's no time.
For the silly amounted too much.
Look in terms of
wait. For the silly, did it
but
amount
when we
too much?
start, Jaziel, look at the time
for the
we
silly,
have.
Did it amount to much?
We
too
have.
Much?
It did, but it had time.
You're talking about timeline.
We are just about to go for nominations.
When was Uhuru announced? In 2002. 3 months before election.
But that's 202, you see.
Exactly. Now we are 5 months, 159, saying come 149 days. A day in politics is a very long time.
Their political dispensation is very different right now.
Yeah, very different. As of
it's
April 9th.
There are people, by the way, who right now are voting for Ruto. Come watch me.
Let me give you.
They don't care whether you tell them, sijui utabadilisha yeye na nani ama you will do what.
Nikwambie kama Wakikuyu Levi.
And I will opine the same.
Wacha nikwambie kama Wakikuyu. Wakikuyu ni watu fani. Na hata Ruto anajua. Na ndio anataka kutuliza temperature. Wakikuyu tunamkaga last minute. The day Uhuru alisema anapatia Mudavadi, registration ilikuwa 30% daily. Ikashuka to 2%. Uhuru akaambiwa na wazee wa Kikuyu, juu unaona wewe utaki, tutatafuta Mkikuyu mwingine. Hiyo usiku Uhuru akakuja akasema ate madimoni ziliniingia. Aliona hii kitu inaenda. The next day ilirudi 30%. Wakikuyu sasa wanaangalia tu wanasema Ruto adiko. Tunaenda wapi? Ni Azimio ni UDA. Sasa Mkikuyu akuja kama JASIEL NJAU. Announce I'm running for the president of the Republic of Kenya. Kesho utaona Wakikuyu wamegalvanize tena. Utakuwa hapa. This is the only station I'll have free access. Hizo stations zingine I'll not be going. I'll be choosing. Lakini hapa juu tulianza na nyinyi. Okay? So right now I'm telling you, Jubilee iko wapi na baba. Mimi na respect Uhuru. Jubilee asili. Jubilee asili inaenda wapi? UDA. And let me tell you something. You have always opined, Kenyans, in whose hands are we safe? You're forgetting the President Uhuru Kenyatta is also asking, in whose hands am I safe? Because the question was, when Ramaphosa came into power after Zuma, corruption charges were opened against Zuma. Dos Santos, when he left power, I'm forgetting the name of the president, when he came in, he went after Dos Santos. Dos Santos had to leave Angola and live in an apartment in France. The son was caught in jail. The daughter's assets were freezed.
Your friend Chiluba aliona moto.
Chiluba, my former mentor, aliniambia alipatia Mwanawasa beste kama Raila, akamwambia wewe chukua, wewe tumekuwa na wewe in these gutters. Aliingia hivi, Chiluba kafunguliwa kesi za corruption. For 10 years before I met Chiluba, it was about 1-2 years before he died, alikuwa 2 court cases. So history has shown.
He was even told he's not a Zambian.
Exactly. History has shown for the president to come in. And you know what Chiluba told me? Chiluba told me, you guys are lucky because you let Moi rest. Moi, we didn't let him rest. Moi saw ahead and chose a 40-year-old Uhuru Kenyatta to come into power on the basis knowing he would lose. But guess what? Uhuru became number 2, the head of opposition, half of government, half of the nation's influence. Then what happened when NAK came in? They went for Moi. Who stopped it? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So Uhuru is also looking at his interest. If they went for him and stopped and made him go for a second run election, judiciary, do you think that what amfuata ishaweri? So for me, as JASIEL NJAU coming into the picture, who knows that I am the answer to Kikuyu's nation. And let me tell you, William Ruto cannot be president without Kikuyus. That is a fact. Hata wagenda hiyo uda. They cannot. If you have Kalenjins and Kikuyu in one basket, then uguzie huko kwingine, William Ruto becomes president.
Somebody would say that's very...
Azimio.
It's a terrible conjecture.
No,
we want to take
a reality.
We take a quick note.
Wait, you asked me for honesty. Before we break, I'm hot right now. I'm hot right now. Baba is always president without Kikuyus. Baba is always president without Kikuyus. And JASIEL NJAU cannot be president without a deputy being a Kalenjin. That's the fact. Then nigusi huko kwingine, it's numbers games. Yeah.
JASIEL, you know, we've not said something. Today is the first time in the history of this country where we have had the highest fuel prices. Only day one of a new high. In fact, the highest ever. For the first time, we're at 134 for super.
Wow. Unajua sisi watu wa matatu gari
itakuja kukua effects.
Na unajua
wakati tunaweka kwa matatu terms.
Naelewa matatu itaongeza fare. Naelewa.
Itaongeza fare.
Mimi ni kama ule unajua Daudi akikuja alikuwa anachunga kondoo. So watu wa gari tuna
diesel 115. Si watu wa magari, all of us are in a vehicle at one point or another.
No, mimi nasema matri tunaifeel juu fare inaongezwa. It's sad.
Yeah, they say, you know, people on the ground always say, it's an election year. Money inatafuta elections. You know, that's, I think it's if you ask wananchi on the ground, that's what they'll tell you.
You don't think that's the case? Uliona fertilizer imetoka 2,500 to 6,000.
Well, all prices are up everywhere.
And then wanasema
it's just that our taxation is quite high.
You know what I like? I love that? Wanasema nini? Ati easy prices ziko juu ya Ukraine war. Na zita reduce after August.
No, there's a story about the Ukraine war that's true. About gas production.
So we wait and back August in 6 months.
That has nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
There is a story. There's actually a direct relation with peacetime and commodity pricing and war and commodity pricing.
My issue was,
you know,
mbona inatajwa ati after August ditenda chini. Because Kenya election in August. So between
hao ni wale watu wamezoea
in campaign
hiyo story ya kusema ati nini. The other thing that caught my eye is KRA. If you look at the Daily Nation today, KRA on the front page are saying that all ETR machines will be required to be connected to Times Tower for daily sales monitoring daily. On top of that, they want alcohol breweries. If you're running a brewery, wafit a special gadget yenye inawaambia volume. Uliuza ngapi, imebaki ngapi, umeingiza ngapi. They also want CCTV camera to be allowed so the taxman can track what the farms are producing in real time. You see, this KRA are actually on a roll to try and make sure they get as much tax as possible. And all those things are happening. Okay, some people of course have been dodging taxes, they're tax evaders, yes. But then it will feed into that same story that people go around peddling about it's an election year. Wasema government after the election year. But I guess some of these things are purely
hata gas iliongezwa.
Gas imeenda. Kale kamtu kadogo ni 1500.
Nani anaona gas?
That thing used to be 600 bob when I was a bachelor.
Nani anaona gas? Nani anaona gas?
Ana own gas cylinder. You know, there's a propaganda here. You're talking about Spectra. I work on facts here.
You know, staki kutaja my opponent, lakini ni sawa.
No, I work on facts.
It's okay, let me go.
Spectra International makes gas cylinders.
So unaweza make gas.
Makes the container. that keeps. It's like somebody who makes bottles
Hakuna shida.
and somebody who brews beer.
Hakuna shida Levi. Umeongea ukweli.
That's the fact of the matter.
It's true. What you're saying is true.
But
It's true. Juu nikiongea huyu jamaa,
You should be-
I'm going to get some reaction from you, so that's me.
no, it's not because of that. You know, I know you don't like me because you don't like facts. You just like propaganda. on
No,
this
I
table.
like facts, and you're saying facts.
You like propaganda.
But I'm also asking you some questions which you're deviating. Unaona? So that's why it's not balanced.
What am I deviating from?
When it gets to a certain one of my candidates, it's never balanced.
That's not true.
It's not true.
That's a perception you're trying to create here. That's not true.
It's not true.
I keep telling you, in other forum, I'm accused of being now pro. I've been accused of being pro UDA. I'm now accused there of being pro Azimio. I'm accused, yani,
But it's
of,
good.
of being
It's
pro.
good. No, I like it because you know which candidate you're interviewing. You know. So me as presidential candidate, you are trying to shun away from pro UDA. No, but I understand, and it is good that our people from Central Kenya, our people from Rift Valley.
Isn't it sad though that when you talk about something and you give an alternate opinion, people always imagine that you must be pro? As in, we cannot talk here and I say something. You say something about William Ruto, for example, and I tell you, well, that's not the truth about that. The facts of the matter on the ground are this. Then it immediately makes me a pro-William guy. Or vice versa. If it was Raila Odinga, if I say the same thing, it then makes me a pro-Raila guy. It then makes us pro-facts.
Usually what I would say is money has been poured. No.
Yeah.
Zima huyo kijana moto. Huyo kijana mzime moto. No. Because the Rift Valley nation can love me. Okay? So wewe unaambiwa zima huyo kijana moto anaweza haribu hesabu.
So you feel
So I am not very sure unless the Lord unless the Lord reveals. Unaona? So that's why sometimes
believe this.
I don't know, but the Lord is God is good.
I'm actually, what do you call it? Politically, how do I call it? Politically aloof, so to speak.
Why don't you support me then?
No, there was a time.
If you're
there was a time I was very
aloof,
politically charged,
if
and
you're
it didn't
politically
help
aloof,
me.
this is the
growing
fourth
up
month.
as I couldn't idea.
Hold on, Mwambie. This is the 4th month I've been in this media house.
Yeah,
And only twice, na ilikuwa last week I think.
yeah.
Ndio ulianza kujoke na so you are swearing in, nikasema wait. Aya, amesema my swearing in. Why are you not supporting me if you're politically aloof? You see, some statements you
I'm not
espouse.
supporting you because I am
No,
politically
let me
aloof.
connect.
There's-
Some statements you espouse, unafaa kukuapea unasema, JASIEL NJAU, I believe in your candidature. I have not heard that. So don't say you're politically aloof. Because if you are,
I can't say I do
support
because
me.
you see where I
I've
come
even
from.
given you a position.
I'm from the
I've
school of
given you a
thought,
position.
and many Kenyans are also in that school of thought,
Which is?
where nothing much changes with the politics of the day. The players are the only people who change. The reality on the ground is what I've just been reading to you. Fuel is up. KRA wants more taxes. You know, gas.
Levy, you want
gas
to
is
tell
up.
me
Those are the things
I have not convinced
concern-
you that I can bring difference in this thing.
that concern
4 months. I
that
have not
concern us
convinced you.
as sometimes because time and again people have realized, okay, some people in my camp have realized that it doesn't really matter who sits up there. These changes, the things that have been happening year after year. I mean, before Jubilee they said tumetoka analog tumerudi
Tumetoka analog tumeingia digital.
tumekuja digital, si ndio? And the Jubilee government, I hear them talk about their first 5 years and how great they were, but they were not that great, to be very honest. They're not. I mean, it's just that people have got short memories. In those first 5 years, there was a great deal of stories about, the fiascos that followed them, and there were different ones, and also the inflation that happened between those years, and farmers were not exactly happy.
So second term is when things happened.
No, they're not great either. None of them are great. But so when you look at them in the context of the political happenings of the country since 1963, the politics that we have been fed on over and over again, the players notwithstanding, the teams changing the way they have changed. Sometimes Mudavadi is with this ones, they're with those ones. Players have been moving.
And that's why
I mean, at one point everyone was in Kanu. But the point of the matter is this: at the end of the day, not much happens in the life of the Mwananchi.
Why?
It begins to beg the question whether all these things have political solutions or they have the lack of will by people in in government and places of positions of power to just implement the small stuff
Albert Einstein said
to get things moving.
Albert Einstein said what?
Said what?
Madness is repeating the same things all the
Expecting
time.
different results. Yes.
Exactly. Okay? So that to allude what you've been saying, that is what has been happening, right?
Yeah.
JASIEL NJAU comes here and says, Mambo Mapya.
How sure are we, Bana? Everyone says Mambo Mapya.
Sinijaribu.
Look at this. All these slogans are nice. Look at bottom up. It's a lovely slogan. Mtu wa chini aende juu. Excellent.
Na ndio mimi ninatoka from nowhere nakuwa president.
Yeah. I mean, it will touch anyone's heart.
Deputy President William Ruto. Nilianza kumsikia nikiwa class 4. Now I'm 40. My other opponent Baba Raila Odinga nilianza kumsikia 82 nikikula githeri. Now I'm 40. So those two have been on this scene. That's why I say they are top dogs. I'm the only underdog. Wewe umenisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Ndio nimetokea.
But what's going to change with you? Because tomorrow, JASIEL NJAU, when you come in, our fuel is not going to magically drop.
You came into this media house. You brought a change. True? True? Aren't you valuable here?
Yes, but
now I'm giving you a position. Wait,
that's not that analogy doesn't work.
It's working. I'm giving you a position in my government. In my government, we are coming as a fresh breed to streamline the industry and the economy. Wouldn't we? Shouldn't we?
Boss, unajua watu wangapi?
Can't we?
Bro.
Exactly.
Bro. Unajua watu wangapi wamechokana sana na hiyo story ya fresh breed? Look at the aspirants running for different things out there. I mean, the other day I was in Wasingishu. Bana zinakutana na leo ukiingia Eldoret za governor. Hey, kweli. You know, it's just imposing faces after faces, people after people. It's like they're looking inside you inside the car that you're in.
You can have change.
All of them are promising a new fresh start.
Yeah.
It's a word everyone will say, you know, I'm coming now, I'm going to change everything.
You know I'm a political preacher. You know I'm a political preacher. The Bible, what does the Bible say? Huh? It starts from the head, Sindio, going down. It flows. The head of Aaron going down. So, we have been doing change from bottom. It's not been up. That's why if we can change the head of Kenya, the presidency, then it will flow. But as long as the head is rotten, as long as the head has no vision, we cannot have a change from ground. Remember the Meru thing in 2017? This guy went knocking on every door with a sweater saying, I want change, I want change. He brought down a top guy with billboards everywhere and guys elected him. So we see there is a simmer.
And has he brought change?
So what? There is a simmer.
No.
So
we need to see that. That's the thing. We need to follow and find out.
Let
so,
them to Ameru
was that change achieved?
Me na kushow. Let them to Ameru hapa. Because the first change they did is that they put the guy in. So in matters presidency, and that's where JASIEL NJAU is coming in. If we can change from the top, it will go all the way down. All right? So I'm only top down. But people kusema nimetoka bottom nimefika up ni sawa. Lakini what I'm trying to espouse, that is why me from Central appealing to Rift Valley and Luo Nyanza and the coastal province, lazima tukae chini. And it's time youths, we got off from the menu to the table. If they espouse that we are 70% youth in this country, why can't we be 70% in parliament? MP, senator, governor, and 30% will leave the rest.
I can tell you why.
It is possible.
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because youths also are tribal. I sit here with young people. They're from universities. They are coming from tribal cocoons even. At a university siasa. Tribal to the core.
What do you mean by tribal? Because Jesus was coming from the lion of the tribe of Judah. And the tribe of Judah was equivalent to leadership.
The things that are espoused and said over there, you know, on the national stage.
Before we went to break, we went for the break, I said Central and Rift Valley. Sindio, it's only numbers. You see tribal, you need numbers. If you're a politician, you need to know how to win.
Based on what? Why is there an imagination? You see, this is the thing I'm asking you. Why is there an imagination that everyone in Central thinks the same way, votes the same way, decides the same way in terms of, and why is there an imagination everyone in Rift Valley is doing the same, and every other place for that matter? That just because I come from a region, and a presidential candidate comes from the same region, it must then follow.
Here's a scenario
that I must vote for him or her. Then what am I basing my vote on? If nothing else other than the fact that we come from the same area.
Let me be honest.
And is that progress? Is that progress?
Let me give you an example. God has blessed you with a shop, sindio? God has blessed you with a shop, sindio?
Yeah.
And the people who buy from your shop determine your stock, sindio? Determine how long you last in business. And there are families who have 2 kids, 3 kids. And look at my neighbor. My neighbor has 3 wives and 24 children. Suppose those 24 children buy from your shop. Who is keeping your shop running? Is it the 2, 3 or the 24 children?
It depends on what they're buying.
Sasa,
If they are buying pencils every day and they're not keeping my shop running. Wewe wacha mchezo bwana.
Wewe
Wacha
kuna
tuone
swali.
It depends on what they're buying.
If 24 children,
What are they buying?
If 24 children are buying from your
What
shop
are they
every
buying?
day, milk, bread, pencils,
You know.
and the two are also buying. The two are also buying. If something happens to that family, my neighbor who go to your shop, hautaenda hata kuwa visit wame mko sawa, unajua sijawaona, unajua ni because you're feeling it from the economy of your shop.
It depends.
Go
If they're
on,
buying chewing gums, I'm not feeling anything.
Unaona sasa.
One packet has got 50 chewing gums. Wakinunua chewing
Hiyo
gum
ndio
day.
political aloof. Ladies and gentlemen, hiyo ndio political aloof. Hakuna class tunafanya hapa. Political aloof. Because you are failing to understand.
Why?
I just gave you a shop example.
Yes.
Okay? So this is a Central Rift Valley, Nyanza province, Eastern province, Coastal province game. So it's not tribal. It's not. Tribal ni ile. For those who don't know, I love this guy. When I grow up, I want to be like him. But your wife is Kikuyu. That is not tribal. That is not tribal. If they don't marry, then that is tribal. But politics, see, tribal ni numbers, ni economical. Lazima watu 24 children tuangalie.
You see, when it comes to now marriage, you see a woman and a man. Mm-hmm. If you like the woman and she likes you, you get into an argument. You didn't get into. She could have been a woman from anywhere. But you chose. But I wasn't thinking Central when I chose her.
It was more sexual, appealing, sendio.
It was.
But it came.
Can we make a life with this person?
But it came with Central, right?
Now those are other factors.
What are
those are other factors.
Major factors, sendio. It came with those.
Main factor is, can you deal with this person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
can we make a life together?
As you're looking at all those factors, you're also asking, ametoka wapi, si ndio? Au kuamka tu ukasema huyu nampenda tu.
In terms of brothers and sisters, yes.
Leo ni political aloof, heavy bonus.
Okay. In terms of familia yao ni kina nani
we need to demystify this thing people talk about. All right? Right now,
and we cannot do it by talking about numbers in the manner that you talk about them. In saying
let me tell you,
that
I've been a driver of Kikuyu Council of Elders, okay, and I was also working for them as their media liaison. All right, when you sit there, you hear how many Kikuyu ladies have been married to Nyanza, how many Kikuyu ladies have been married there. To Rift Valley and the rest, all right? And that shows you Central is not tribal. If you can marry daughters from Central, that is not tribal. But when we come to politics and we are discussing numbers,
what's the difference?
JASIEL NJAU wants a deputy president from Rift Valley. Now I'm tribal, by the way. But if I go for a lady uko nje, you see, we are an open society.
Yeah, but you see, you have counted even the lady who is even married in Nyanza as part of your voting block. See, that's where my problem is.
Sasa unaona. Nikiguzia hiyo side.
No. I'm making a point because there are two leaders are coming from those two areas.
Yes, okay.
That's why I'm making that point.
Continue. Continue, sir.
That also somebody who is like a Nyanza, let me put it the other way. A Nyanza lady married in Central Province is counted as part of the Nyanza voting block.
And when they go to vote?
Yet she has got a husband in Central.
So when they go to vote, they
why can there be an imagination that this person and whoever they are married to might be thinking Nyanza or thinking Central? That they don't have to be thinking necessarily with a tribal lens. Because
exactly.
That's what I mean.
That husband from Central will vote for JASIEL NJAU. So,
You know.
That husband from Central. That woman from Nyanza will vote for Baba.
Why are you assuming that? Why? What if they were voting for?
It's also my imagination. It's also my imagination.
It's an imagination based on what?
Based on
love.
What? Based on love.
Tribalism.
It's not tribalism.
It's what it is.
Love. We love each other. Vote for whoever you want.
I think there's some more about JASIEL Bure.
We're
going around in circles.
Going in the future. Moving forward. Let us look at it from those 24 children and understand that depending on your love factor, you are free to choose from where you come from. There is no problem. But the problem is Levi Conness.
So love who you want until we get to the presidency.
My prayer.
Alafu sasa hapo
ndio shida niko nayo.
Hapo
Levi
sasa
Conness akiambia wife usivotie JASIEL. Hapo ndio shida iko. Unaona? Hiyo ndio shida. So usiforce. Yakitaka kunivotia wacha nivotie. That's where I'm coming from.
I don't know whether we have any pictures from UDA, man. My guys are out there. Na wajatupatia pictures za UDA. Nasikia bado.
Bado wamekwama na DP. Wapati deputy.
Watu wetu wenye wako, please.
Wapati deputy president.
We want pictures from UDA. We are told, by the way, that so far,
yes,
the deputy president has already made his way there.
Yeah.
He's already at the convention. I'm really hoping we will get pictures really soon for you and be able to take you there live so you can watch it for yourself. But of course, what's going to be happening is he will be announced as the presidential candidate, the nominee that will face JASIEL here.
No, I have to do that.
For the presidency of the Republic of
Now
Kenya.
you are not political aloof. Continue, sir. I'm very encouraged.
Now, unajua nini JASIEL? You better give it your best because this is quite a formidable candidate.
Very formidable.
Yeah,
very formidable.
Looking actually like the front runner right now, leading from all.
Can I say something?
All different
pollsters.
Yeah,
it matters formidable, and I accept what you're saying. Formidable. You're talking in terms of power, right? You're talking in terms of might, right?
Yeah.
When you look at
even reach, the guy is campaigning
exactly
in 5, 6, 7, 8 places a day. Now wewe kutoa hapo.
Usiungoje. So you're looking at Baba, you're looking at Ruto on those grounds,
yeah,
right? And I told you this election is not horses. It is Saul, Goliath, and I'm David. And David has nothing but looks like a shepherd boy. But what he has is not by power, is not by might, but by the Spirit. And in matters campaigning, I told you, and I'll repeat here, we are the element of surprise. We will spin this nation. And yes, thank you for what you've just said right now. You've made me reconsider foreign affairs. Lazima tu tukuache hapo. Hatutakuweka hii loko.
Kwa nini?
Kiti tushakupatia.
Nitachoma.
Nimeona hiyo power yako, hiyo energy, peleka hiyo kitu huko unitetee diaspora. My foreign affairs minister.
Very funny. Now, the interesting thing, if you look at the politics of today, one of the things people are looking at is whether Moses Kuria has already indicated that, that William Ruto is his presidential candidate. The other question is Martha Karua. And again, it comes back to the question of OCA, because these are OCA members. So you have OCA with Kalonzo and Gidi, who are pro-Azimio. Then you have OCA with Martha Karua, who, as of yesterday, said she will not be attending.
She's actually the only one, because Jirongo is also in that team of Azimio, right?
Jirongo is the team of Azimio, but Moses Kuria is already in the team of... in fact, he actually said he cannot be in Azimio, come what may. And you wonder what, as an alliance, in fact, I would really wish you could be able to talk to one of the guests from that alliance to find out, as an alliance, how they are handling that push and pull within themselves.
So you want me to answer you on Moses Kuria?
On Martha Karua.
Martha Karua.
Because apparently she seems to be the one who has not
for me,
indicated left or right.
If you ask me about Martha Karua, she's losing her political mettle. She's losing it. She will go into political oblivion. Akicheza maybe tu JASIEL njao ndo atamrudisha Chief Justice, nimpatie breath of life, and nisaidie ku fight corruption in this country. I'm probably going to be our only option post 2022, because right now the way she's playing, you cannot espouse 1 minute you will not be there, ukakuja ukaingia hiyo OCA Oka imeenda, hauendi. Hata DP camp wanatry kukuuu, but for me, haita make any difference. It will not make any difference. Taking Martha Karua to UDA, it won't. So Martha Karua, she's now probably Lone Ranger politics. As for Moses Kuria, aliogopa hii game ya DP position. He knew the game. You cannot come to say you're going to be a deputy president to William Ruto without numbers. So he left to start a party. All right? But here's the thing, I always say it, and I always repeat it here. This thing about deputy president, not vice president. Vice president is appointed. Deputy president is elected. You need to be a kingmaker. You need to have the favor of God to be able to sell that opponent. That if this opponent is in Central, you are selling him in Rift Valley or Nyanza at the same time, and you'll bring votes equitable to 24-25% in every county. This is where the challenge comes in. William Ruto did it and perfected it for Uhuru. And that's why I understand when he says, Mimi nilitembea na wewe. Baba did it for Kibaki when he said, Kibaki tosha. That dynamic is not with everyone. So Moses Kuria, when he went, he thought Central will come behind his party. He thought National will come for him. He realized siwezi, amerudi wapi? Governor Kiambu, hataki kiti ya DP tena. So hii kitu ndio nakwambia, it's not by power, it's not by might, but by the Spirit of the Lord. And that is where JASIEL NJAU is coming in. So you go on your drift vile.
That's where JASIEL NJAU is coming in.
By the enablement of the Holy Spirit. Ndio tutajua kwa nini tumepewa presidency na Mungu. Si mimi, brother. Nikienda Coast wananitaka fadhela. Nikienda Rift Valley, JASIEL NJAU ni wetu. Kimnatet naet JASIEL NJAU. Nikienda wapi? Hiyo siku ndo mtajua the favor of God is upon me.
Do you know what you're even saying? And we are just at the tail end of our discussion with JASIEL NJAU, who I'm going to allow to have up the final words. JASIEL,
can I address my people?
Address. Ongea na watu.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is JASIEL NJAU. I know the question has been, just as it has been with my co-host, when are you launching? What are you doing? And there is a time for everything. Our timing is coming, and the time has come, and now is. Azimio has launched. UDA is launching today, and we are coming in. And like my co-host has alluded, they have the power, they have the might. But JASIEL NJAU is not by power, not by might, but by the Spirit of God. And we know, like I told you one time and I'll repeat, many are they that are for us than they that are against us. My co-host has never said this, but I'll reveal. One day the mom called him and said, let me talk to that presidential candidate. We need him on ground. Trans Nzoia mom, tunakuja. Rift Valley, tunakuja. Nyanza, tunakuja. And even as he laughs, please understand, Sarah laughed, but she gave birth. Many of you are laughing at my campaign, but when it becomes a reality, you will know that some of us, it is not an ambition, it is a calling. Because Kenya needs to turn around. And like we have always espoused, the name Kenya means yes to God. We have to get to that place where we allow God to rule and reign over this country. And so be it. With my two contenders, my opponents, I applaud you. UDA people, God bless you. All the best, even as you choose your DP, as I will also choose my DP. But the fact remains, the last shall be first, and that's where we are coming in. Remember, keep me in your prayers. We have 3 weeks. By April 4th, we will announce. God bless you.
We will announce. All right. We're going to end it there. Keep it locked on CAST TV. JASIEL NJAU, always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for believing in me today.
Tumepelekana mbio leo lakini
Thank you for believing in me today.
Yeah. I know where you're headed after this. We'll see you next week. We'll talk. Have a good one. Catch you tomorrow. God bless.
Aye.